fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
Okay.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
All right.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
Okay.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Where to am I from?
How's it going? What's up? Happy. My audio seems low. The audio seems low. Do I sound low? Do I seem low? Turn it up a bit. How about that? Sound good? Hype. One's in the chat. You sound great. Well, if Kevin Michaels Reed says I sound great, I gotta sound great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Grimskull, the super awesome pixel. The super awesome. I might need to change my title. I am the super awesome pixel pushing samurai. Compared to your music, what do you not like? You don't like my music? I am Grimskull, the super awesome pixel pushing samurai for David Foster Media. Poofy, hi. And tonight's kind of a quick workshop. This is like episode 4 in our kind of how to start a brand from scratch. And it's a very basic course for folks that are just getting started in content creation. You're not a graphic designer. You can't afford to hire one yet, but hey, you can use Canva. Canva is a great free tool. There's a pro version of it too that gives you a little extra stuff, but it's a great tool if you don't want to get Photoshop, or you're just starting out and you just want to have some nice things on your content, whether that be videos, streams, or any of the visuals, because it's all around. Because you could do thumbnails with it, you could do headers, you could do all kinds of stuff. There's built-in templates to it that you can use. You can design logos, all kinds. You can do all your branding in it if you need to, if you want to, and it'll look really nice, especially if you're just starting out. Your voice was low. Is it low now? Good evening, Joseph. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you had been following along or been around for other episodes, in episode 1 we kind of talked about, as a content creator, why you would want to brand yourself, how to, what is branding, why is it useful. In the next episode, we actually went in and with Canva and designed kind of a basic branding package. Picked out a logo, picked out colors, picked out fonts to use. In episode 3, we went in and created a couple of graphics, like a YouTube header, a thumbnail, and a Twitter header. Because the key to your branding, or when you become a content creator and you want to brand yourself, is to be consistent with all of that, all of your colors, your logo, your fonts. You want to use those across your graphics so that it looks consistent. And today we're going to kind of take the next step, and I'm just going to create some simple. Thanks for the alert, Koofy. Appreciate you. Today we are going to learn how to create some simple lower thirds. Well, of course, thank you. Graphics you're going to want to use on your videos. If that's one of the things you're going to do, you can use them on a stream, and it's just a way to bring your personal style to your content. And it's really simple to do, especially in Canva. So let's switch over. Now, one of the easiest projects to work in is a presentation. You go up to the plus, you'll find it in the list. Presentation 16 by 9, because most videos and is in 16 by 9, and it opens it up as 1920 by 1080, which is HD. You'll get this white background. A lot of times you're not going to work. It's kind of bright, so we're going to change that. We're going to go up and just click the white color swatch up here at the top next to position, and I'm going to change that to black. I know it's crazy. JC and KMR in one place. Now, a lower third is basically, it's a graphic, and that sits within that lower third of the bottom of your screen. I'm going to go back to the full screen. So, you'll have your top, middle, and bottom. You split it into thirds. So your lower third is going to sit, usually around this area. Lower thirds are good for a few things, like, putting names and titles to guests or yourself, identifying people that are currently speaking on the screen. You can use them to put a little bit of information, extra context. You can also use them for what are called call to actions, like a web address, your social media, links, stuff like that. In advanced forms, you can use them to highlight comments and stuff like that. And they usually are there using your, colored with your brand colors. You can include your logo on them. You can also include like a picture, on it if you want. Then I'll show you how to do that. Other kind of graphics that you may use are what are called full screens, where you have a full graphic that fills the screen that may have, again, images or information that you want to provide about whatever topic you're talking about. Like, if you're trying to show the steps to a process, a cooking, or maybe like you're cooking, right? You want to show the recipe. You can have a full screen up there that shows your recipe. You can also put in what's like a half slab, which is just half of the screen, half of a screen covered with a graphic that you can put text over, and then still have either the video you want to show or you talking on the other half of the screen. So those are some different graphics that can go along with lower thirds. Let's go back to our Canva. And one of the things about Canva, when you pull up a presentation, smart guides will come up. Might want to remove the chat. Okay, Joseph does not like my chat. Joseph don't like the chat. There you go. I can't see the Canva thing. That's why. I know. I will set that to a Stream Deck button. That's what I need to do. To pop it on and pop it off. All right. So basically, lower third's made of a couple of things like text and shapes, right? So just think about what is it? What do you want on screen? What text you want on screen. I'm going to click on text. I'm going to add a text box. One thing you want to make sure that, this is where your fonts come in, and that you want to make sure they're readable, that you can clearly read them on screen. They're not too small. They're not in a font that is distorted and you can't read. Now, basic lower third is going to have a name. I'm going to duplicate this, and then a title or a description. Like, you know, I call myself the pixel pushing samurai. I'm actually going to select both of those and then adjust them to the left, or left justify them, right? That way when I type, the name goes out to the left. Or to the right, sorry. Justify to the left, type goes out to the right. And you see, as I'm moving them, Canva comes up with what that border is, what that smart guide is what's called a safe margin. And that's kind of from the old TV terms. Basically, you want to stay within that safe area, that safe margin, so that you can make sure that your content is seen and is not covered up by the edges. Doesn't happen much these days. It's old television broadcasting, terms and issues. Because back in the day, here's a fun fact: back in the day with old TVs and some older computers, right? You know, your picture, the tube extended beyond, you know, the sides of the computer, so the framing actually would cover some of the actual screen. And if you tried to push your content out to the edges, it would get covered up by the framework. So safe margins is what you're looking for. Even today, some LCD TVs have overscan on by default. It's annoying, yes. So I'm going to do it in the style of the Creator Central, and the font we use is Techo as the main font. Bold. And again, a lot of this is going to be kind of subjective of how you want to, you know, create it. I'm going to give you some basics on to make it look nice, on how to make things look nice. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go back and say this is going to be Techo, and we're just going to make this Techo regular. I always want the name to stand out, you know, the name or title, the name to stand out more than the title. It's like heading, subheading, right? So we have our two pieces of text. Now, there's a variety of ways you could do this. We can go to elements, shapes, click see all. I'm going to type rectangle. It's going to give me a couple of shapes. I'm going to click on the square. I'm going to take that, put it behind. I'm just going to scale it down, move my text in a little bit. I'm going to grab these crop handles and then just pull it out. I'm going to pull this, I'm pulling it all the way out to the side. Can't see the left of your screen. Oh, okay. There, that worked. That worked. Mr. Foster is in the house. So this could be considered a really basic lower third, right? But if we want to dress it up a bit, if we're just going to use kind of with rectangles, I'm going to pull that rectangle in. I'm going to Control D to duplicate it. I'm then going to pull it up and let it snap into place above and then drag it to the right just a little bit. I'm then going to take Control left bracket, and that's going to push it backwards. And with it still selected, I'm going to go up to the color swatch and choose a different color. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload my logo. Well, I've got to upload. I'm going to upload the Creator Central logo. What this does in Canva, if you have a logo and you upload it, perf. Okay, perf, yeah. If you have a logo and upload it and it has your colors in it, now when you go up to your colors, it will take the colors from your logo. Even then, you can click the add new color, use the picker, and then pick colors from your logo if you want. But I'm going to go back and pick this darker color. I'm going to, with it selected, I'm going to duplicate it one more time. Slide it out just a little bit, line it up, Control bracket to send it to the back. You can also right click and go to layers, and you could, if it was in front of everything, the send to back and send backward and send to back would be highlighted. It's already in the back. Plus it gives you the hold on 1 minute. I'm back. Sorry about that. My girlfriend had to take a quick trip up to Purdue. And so she was just calling to let me know she's okay. But okay. You can let me go this way. That way you can see it. There we go. Plus now it just blew up my screen over there. It'll show you the keyboard shortcuts next to it. So you go to layer, when you roll over layer, it'll show you the arrange, how to bring it forward and back, or West Lafayette. Yep. So just, as you're doing this stuff, just make note. You can make mental note of the keyboard shortcuts. I will try to call them out as I'm doing it. But with that third, I've got 3 rectangles. I got a light colored and 2 purple ones. With one selected, I'm going to go and select this blue color. And then I might use my keyboard arrows to kind of to line them up and just to add some extra color to it. You could also take your text and, depending on if the background is light or dark, you can use the contrasting color. For a little bit of variety. If it doesn't stand out enough, you should be able to go into that and click on effects and add drop shadows. You can play around with the transparency and the direction and the offset. There's a blue. I think I want to use the blue. We can use the blue color or the darker blue color. That looks good. I want to add a drop shot of that because it'll make it stand out a little better. But the important thing is you just want to make sure your text kind of is readable off the background. I'm actually going to go back to white on both of those because I like the white better. Now that I brought the logo in, I mean, we can actually maybe use the logo as part of the design. Move the text in some. Incorporate your logo into that. It doesn't have to go all the way across the screen either. You can go, you know, half screen if you want. Just got to remember that, you know, depending on names and how long they are. If you have a name like Kevin Michael Reed, you're going to need to, you know, you're going to need to stay like full width. But just play when you're in there trying to do a lower third. Just play around with it. Find something you think looks nice. We can add. We don't have to use like just rectangles. I like using cornered, rounded corner ones, and then when you scale those down, they give you a nice rounded look. And with these, you can like create some cool kind of layered effects. Put your name up here. Title. You can add even more of these. Just, you know, get abstract if you want. Add another color from your color palette. You know, if your colors all match and everything, then, you know, it'll look good. Maybe put that as a way to separate it. You could make that white. I don't like that. I don't like it. I like that. I like that better. I think I want to make that smaller. Again, you could grab your logo. I'm going to bring it to the front. If you're OCD, you could like center it, you know, get it nice and centered on everything. There's a lot of different shapes in here that you kind of look at and play around with. You know, there's a slanted rectangle. They have both ways. The only thing I don't like about, and you know, this is just me. I mean, that you work with what you have. Don't worry about trying to be, you know. I wish they had some better deform tools, but they don't. So you got to work with what's in there, but you can use shapes and combine them and create a lot of cool stuff. Like, we'll take this rectangle right here. Kind of create another abstract shape that we can go in and just add our brand colors to. But just play around with shapes so you get something that you like in a style that you like. These out a little bit more. Play around with your play around with the text. Oops, come on. Select it all. Maybe once you have a style you like, you can take the text off, select everything, right click, and group it, right? And then now it moves as one. Same thing down here. We're going to select all of that, and then I'm going to select the logo. Control G, and that groups it. Same thing up here. I'm going to select everything. Control G. Now that's grouped. Now, if you have plus, or the Pro version, right, you can add some animation. The trick with the animation, you'll have to export as an MP4, and there's an extra step where you'll want to put it on like a green background, and within your video editing software, use the key feature. If it doesn't have a key feature, then I suggest exporting these out as PNGs. So I'm going to take this one. Another thing I suggest doing is when you are designing these and you want to see how it looks, maybe on your particular in your studio, or if you do in studio shooting or whatever, upload some screenshots of you or from your video. I have one somewhere. I have several somewhere. I want to pick one where I look handsome. There, that works. It's the classic grim look. I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to copy this one. Copy, go back to this last frame and paste it. Where'd it go? You can use this background like maybe like for also for like, you know, call to actions, you know, and we can reverse the text. A lot of times on mine, I'll create, you know, color bars above or below to put extra information. Why are you staring at me like that? Oh, because you're pretty. Because you're pretty. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty easy to repeat. It's just using just geometric shapes. Now, let me open. I'm going to open up something I worked on earlier to kind of show you some more, you know, groovy looking stuff. And like I said, here's some other shapes. Just, you know, these are kind of some basic shapes that you can use to do different things. I found this frame, this circular frame that will be good to use, like, you know, if you want to put your profile pic. You know, on your lower third. Let me find a good picture. Oh, here's a good one. Here, I'll do this. There we go. That's a bad one. But again, you know, you can use grab some brand colors. Super simple. Change the color of that ring. You can do some offsetting. And again, I'm just doing simple stuff, just to create a place so you can put text. I did. I did. All right, I like this. I like it behind better. Go gadget behind. There we go. We're just playing with colors. Playing with designs. That does not want to come to the forward. There we go. Yeah, you know, simple designs, simple shapes is all you need to just create some simple, you know, simple lower thirds. But get it, you just get in there and mess around. Now, if you've got the pro version, you can also do some animation. Really simple. And you just got you'll pick an element. Let's go. We'll go over here. You can pick an element and let's see. I want to animate it. I want this to go to the hand to the right. I want that to rise. I want that to rise, but I want it to go down. And all of these, when I select one, it gives you options. It'll give you both. Like, will it animate in or animate out? Or you can just have it animate on enter. You can switch the speed. But there's a variety of animations here. The ones that are probably going to work best are rise, pan, and fade. You could also use wipe. Baseline might work. The others I would kind of stay away from, but you just want simple animations. The key to those is that you want to set the duration of your frame, and it's at the bottom of the thumbnail. You can double click on it. And I usually go no more, maybe 15 seconds, right? Have it up for 15 seconds. I'm just moving these out of the way so that we can play around with this one element. Now you may need to play around with it a little bit to have it, you know, look like how you want it. We may change that middle one to also do a rise instead. Which, if you've chosen one, all you've got to do is click on the animation. Is usually at the top. What's up, Hans? How's it going? I'm going to do the, I'm going to click on the logo, and there is one that I like to use. Where's it at? Pop. You can also go in and click on an element, select an element. Like I'm going to select this top bar. I'm going to right click, go to show timing. That's going to let me, I can drag these endpoints in, and that's going to change the timing of when it comes in. So now it comes up after my middle bar has come in. That way you don't see that kind of weird kind of fade color. That kind of weird color opacity. I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom one. I'm just going to drag that so it comes in a little later. There we go. I want this to be bigger. And I want this to come in after everything else pops in. So I'm going to start it about there. And that works for any of the animation that in there. Is you could go in and just, you know, whether it's a wipe or, you know, a fade or whatever, you can adjust the timing of it. And then at the end, like I said, we've set that for 15 seconds. That's long enough for people to read what's on there. And then it animates out. We can go back and grab some text. I think Control C, Control V. There we go. I want this to be all caps. I already have an effect on it. I want the typewriter effect. And I don't want it to come in till right about there. You can go pretty granular also, right? You can also, you know, make sure your type comes off. I want everything else to kind of start, you know, taking itself apart before the main bar goes away. There we go. It just kind of disappears. Here's a moving on, kind of, here's an example of using the frames. You go to Elements, Frame, Frames up here. These are like placeholders for pictures. I can grab a rectangle, size it down to the lower third. You can then go in and grab a texture of some kind. Let's see. I'm just gonna type sci-fi texture. See what we come up with. Ooh. With the Pro, you may get some videos. We don't want videos. We want the photos. This looks cool. I can take that and then drag it onto the frame. So it puts the image in the frame. You can then double click on it and move it around. Get a background you want. You can also animate these. And again, you can add other shapes to highlight it. Anything just to, to add some, just extra elements to make it look good. You go the other way around, you could take this frame and then, make just the colored bar bigger. Just to add some elements. It's like a playground. Just go in there and play around. The key is using the colors, your brand colors, and making sure that your text is going to stand out and is easily readable. Basic stuff you don't have to have, like, it doesn't all have to be animated. You could just have it, kind of fade on, or in whatever editing program you're going to use, will have some sort of basic transitions that'll let you, like, pop it up and animate it out, slide in, slide out, that sort of thing. Wipe in, wipe out. All right, let's say this is it. This is the lower third that I want to use. This is a static one. I'm going to detach this picture. We're going to share it. We're going to download it. We're going to make sure it's a PNG on a transparent background. Now, if you've done it in a presentation, you've made more than one, you can download them all at one time. I just want to download the one. So I'm gonna deselect all pages. I'm gonna then go down to page 4 and select that. Hit done. Download. CCL third. We're going to go to TFM Creators Den. Creator Central. There we go. I'm going to save it in stills. I'm going to name it right. CC L third. And it's Grim. I'm going to say L3RD underscore Grim. Then that's if is PNG a premium is it? A transparent background is. Transparent background. If you have the free version, you can also just put it on a like a good contrasting background. You could go the green screen route. Got to be careful. A lot of times it may leave a green halo. What's up, Small PB? Now that I've got that, I think I can go into my editing program. Yeah. If you use just rectangles though, again, if you're not on the pro version, again, we can easily just resize our logo down. Okay, let's ungroup it. We can easily resize our logo down to fit within the bounds. And if you're using rectangles, I'm going to copy. I'm going to go to File. Actually hit the plus and go to Custom. Do a custom. Where you at, custom? I'll go back to presentation. Presentation. I can resize that to a custom size right here. And paste that. I'll move that back over here. Let's say, I'm going to say 1800. 1800. $300. Resize. Cooperate. I have sirens going off. um, let's make that. I'm gonna go 150. I'm gonna move this bar out here. There's supposed to be bad storms coming to my area. Yeah. Basically, that's what you can do when you first go into, if you don't have the pro version, you can go in and create the custom size. That you want to create. Go up and resize it to size you want. Go back, add all your elements. Once you're done, you can then export it as a PNG or a JPEG or however you want, and that way you don't have to worry about getting rid of the background. If you have the pro version, then you can do the transparent background. I'm going to open up Premiere and kind of drop it in to see how it looks. Look, there's David.
And then the microphones on these things are great. So if you have a Samsung phone, you have an iPhone, what I really enjoy, you have a plug that goes right into your iPhone right there, and it just instantly recognizes.
And so, depending on your editing software, check what kind of transitions you have. I can add a basic wipe.
But I really enjoy, and it has a plug that goes right into your iPhone right there, and it just instantly recognizes it, and you get really great audio from that. You can use external USB.
And then add a wipe at the end.
There's a link to all of the gear that I use personally in the description below this video, so be sure to go check that out. But if you have any questions about gear that you're looking at or something,
Wipe out.
Whatever your situation is or whatever your budget
Boom. Now, there's a few little things you can go in and make sure that maybe you want it to wipe out the opposite way. The way it came in. it does it's kind of makes it kind of consistent. Here's how it looks.
It's DJI wireless headset that I really enjoy.
Wipe in.
Plug that goes right into your iPhone right there, and it just instantly recognizes it and get really great audio from that. You can use external USB microphones with the iPhone.
And wipe out. All right, I had sirens going off, so I'm gonna have to cut this short. I think I covered pretty much what we wanted to cover. Just how to create simple lower thirds in Canva. It's easy to do, and I just encourage you, go in there and play around with taking your colors, messing with the shapes, and just making sure your text stands out and everything is using the same colors. And like I said, these are just examples of of what I had created before in lower third wise. Just you can almost pretty much create a style that's going to match what you want. What your content is. Like, if you're a writer or a teacher or something, you can use paper textures and grab elements that kind of symbolize that sort of stuff to kind of make your lower third fun. Add textures to the frames, add your picture to profile pics. You can also create like double lower thirds if you have more than one person on the screen, right? I created this one earlier today for like David Foster and myself. If we ever stream together again, we have a lower third that we can use. So, it's just really simple, and lower thirds and consistent use of your colors and graphics in those lower thirds just goes a long way to kind of adding personality to your videos or your streams or any of the content that you're going to create. And, it just identifies you and helps you, stand out from, any other content that maybe in that same vein. Just have fun with it. That's the whole thing about it, but hopefully this gives you some tools, some basic tools to get in there and just create stuff and do that and then go post in the creators den and let's see what you come up with. We'd love to see it. I know David would love to see it. If you're not a member of the Creators Den, come join us. It's a group of content creators of all skill levels. I mean, I'm on the content creation journey just like everybody else, and it's fun to talk to other content creators and see what they come up with and how they're doing on their journey, and talking about various aspects of it. So just go to thecreatorsden.com, sign up. It's free. And David's got plans for a lot of stuff, to add some resources and tools that you guys can use in your content creation journey. And we're working on the toolkit, which is kind of a kind of a phase guide of, if you're just starting out, what you should be thinking about, in first, and then how to go on to the next step. So it's good seeing you guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to go see if it's storming outside, and I will hopefully catch you guys next time. I may follow up with more of an animated one and how to export these, since I kind of feel like I'm cutting myself short, but who knows? All right, guys, take care. We'll see you later. See you in the Creators Den. Sign up. And everybody be safe out there, and have a good night.